Hello guys, and welcome to the 2011 RAV4 4-wheel drive review. Now, this is, I guess you would call it a long-term testing vehicle. This is mine, and I really enjoy this car. I really like it. So I like to show you guys the ins and outs of this car that I've found so far. The first thing I like to talk about is, first of all, the travel of the actual wheel well and the ground clearance of this vehicle. It is not low to the ground whatsoever. I like that. It is the 4-wheel drive model, so you're going to get good ground clearance and good travel. It has way more travel than like the Hyundai or anything like that. So if you're into off-roading at all, this is a way better option for anything else. In a budget, especially. Most vehicles and cars are going to be, expensive, and you don't want to, break that type of stuff because it might be your daily or something like that. But with this, you can get them somewhat cheap with, a decent amount of miles. It is a Toyota, so if it has good oil changes, it should be fine. But you can have some fun with this car. So one special thing about this year model especially is that it still has the full-size spare in the back, which most cars don't. It's usually a truck kind of thing, and because of that you get a swing out door, which is good in some cases, but in others it kind of is annoying. If the measurements or the slack or anything is off by at least a little bit, this door will be moving up and down and vibrating. So it's not all the time. It happens here and there depending on the road. It's nothing too crazy. If you're like me and you're just trying to, this is like a perfect vehicle for just starting out. It's cheap, it's fun to drive, and you can have some, you can do things with it. So little stuff like this is totally fine. It's just, little quirks about this vehicle. But now you can see the absolute storage that this thing has. Whew. Everything kind of creaks on this thing. These are usually like a 3-row seater. So because I didn't get the 3rd row, you have a lot of space back here. And what's nice, so as I was saying, you can lower these things down. And now you get tons of room back here. You can put in like a bed if you want. You could just travel a lot. It's great for storage and all those things. So you're getting, this is almost like a pickup bed. I mean, this is pretty long, and this is basically like the Dodge. So you're getting this, but it's like, fully enclosed. It's pretty nice. It's enough for, college students or young adults or anybody like that, or just teenagers, But now we'll look at the engine. One other thing I like to mention is this door is very heavy. It has a full-size tire on the back, and there's no actuators that's like working in this corner over here where it hinges. It's just full weight. So that's one other thing you're gonna have to, kind of think about. It's fine, just got to slam it into the car sometimes, but it is what it is. But now we're gonna look at the engine, and something special, but I like it. It's a good engine. So let's talk about this engine. This is the i4. So it is not the high power output V6, which I think is great for people who are young. You can't get into a lot of trouble with this car. It's got the all-wheel drive system, and pair that with the not a whole lot of power inline 4, you can't really do anything stupid in this car. You can definitely, you know, slow off-road and crawl, but you can't do anything else. I mean, it's not a Subi, you know, but it's way more reliable than the Subaru. So, you know, get this car now when you don't need anything fun. You don't want to, you know, get speeding tickets and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, afterwards you can get something else, or you can keep this car, upgrade it, you know, whatever you want to do. But this is a nice, solid engine, easy to work on. I think, yeah, it's got around 175 horsepower, I think. That's what it is. If not, I'll put a little text below me and it says what it is. But it's simple. You got air, exhaust, and then the top. So this is where all your spark plugs are going to be, your valve train, everything is right here, just up on top. It's super simple, and which is good because for someone who is getting into cars and working on them and things like that, you want something simple. You don't want a V10. You know, that would be pretty hard to work on. But things like the alternator are close to the surface. You just kind of have, you know, nice things up top, basically. I don't know. I think I might get a cold air intake on this. I don't know. But there are some things you can do to this car to, you know, make it a little fast. Or maybe not fast, but just respond better. I don't know. But one thing I will note, this thing sounds really nice under load when you give it throttle. I think it has, I don't know if it's an X dual exhaust or if it is a true like 2 exhausts coming out, but it sounds good no matter what it is. I mean, I'll definitely show it, but it does sound pretty nice. So that's a plus. I don't know what the V6 sounds like, but the i4 sounds pretty good. Okay, so here we are in the interior. It's got good spacing. I'm 5'10", I believe. So, I mean, you definitely got room to slide back, come forward, come really close if you're super short. Everything's kind of all here. One thing I will note, everything in this car is so simple to use. Ooh! Jeez. I say that and then I scare myself with the horn. Okay. Anyway, shifter is really easy to understand. I mean, it's not the stupid, you know, dial things anymore, and you have the ability to go through every single gear, low, which is just first, second, third, and then drive as fourth. So you have all your gears. You have this air knob. Actually, I'll just show you guys what it looks like right now. Here we are. This is the interior. Simple steering wheel. Just this and this button right here just is it just shows this little analog thing here, either your gas mileage or your average gas mileage. Like, it shows you your gas mileage at that time and then your average gas mileage over, like, I don't know, 1,000 miles or something. And then you also have temperature, so that's nice. You have a simple just light switch really here. You have 2 others that you could, you know, put in like auxiliary switches or whatever. This over here is super simple. It's just 3 little dials for what you need. This is your air and then your temperature. So it's super simple. And this little phone, this is like a little cubby here. I don't know if this is stock because this is not stock. The person we bought it from has it right here, or the person we bought it from put this in the car. So, you know, you got this, but if this is stock, this is nice. You can put your phone in here. It's enough for like a, you know, a Pro Max, pretty much any big phone it can fit. And then you also have more switches over here. So, you know, this is your traction control stuff, but, you know, 2 other places to put things. So this is a, you know, maybe it's not a 4Runner, but it's what everyone really should have, because not everyone's going up Colorado trails. You know, it's just that's just the truth. Not everyone's doing it, but this thing is pretty close. With this locking little button right here, it locks the like clutch pack in there. So this is not a differential. A differential would be like a Subaru or an Audi or anything like that. These cars just use like an open system essentially with 2 clutch packs, I believe. And when you lock this, it's the 2 clutches just engaging. It's essentially like a manual. But because of that, it can get hot when you're using it a lot. So that's why this thing turns itself off up to 25 miles per hour. And I don't think you could be hitting a lot of, you can be drifting with this lock button a lot because you would just heat up the clutches in the middle and then you might burn it up and then you wouldn't have the lock. But when you lock it, you get 50-50 split both ways. So I have done some off-roading with this thing with my friend. We'll call him, with my friend Kyle, let's just say. Kyle. And we were off-roading. We were really off-roading on some country roads. And we went down a road that was essentially a side-by-side trail. And this was able to get through it. It's not on off-road tires. It's on like snow tires. But it's better than street tires. And we made it through. And I only slipped a little bit. But I had traction like almost the entire time. So I haven't really been able to get this thing anywhere stuck. But I haven't gone anywhere that's too scary. But when I start working, I'll buy a 2-inch lift kit for this thing because I don't know, I really like this car. It's a really good car. Anyway, more things about the interior. We have 4 little air vents. These little guys. This is like the perfect system here. You can go anywhere you want. You can fold and flip, and it's just perfect. These things are nice and simple, but only problem is there is nothing in the back. You can see, oh no, there's a lot of glare in this thing. Nothing in the back. There's no vents in the back area. So, I mean, it's kind of annoying, but I've had people back here and it was in summertime and these things are pretty good. So it was fine. But yeah. What was another thing? Let's fire this thing up and see what it sounds and show what it feels to drive. Sounds good. It's a little high idling because it's, been cold. Not too cold right now. I'm weird. I use Celsius. I know I'm American. I use Celsius, but it's 11, so it's like what, 50 something? I don't know. But you got your exhaust right here. I think one up there, or no, it's one exhaust. I've been lied to. Okay, never mind. It's just one. Dang, I thought it was cool. I think I got it mixed up with the Mazda that we just got. Anyway, so this is a 1 exhaust system. That makes more sense. But, it still sounds good. But, yeah, well, I'll take it for a not test drive. I'll take it for a drive and share the things that I've found out through the couple of months of driving this car. I will say, a little tip. Driving this thing is, if you can, lower the seats back there, because it just makes it so much easier to look behind you for your turns and stuff, or your turns and looking behind you and backing up and things like that. It's the best basically is to just lower those seats back there. It's a good little tip if you have a 4-door vehicle of your own. But anyway, inside the RAV4, it's fine. It's it's not a Cadillac, but that's not what it's trying to be. It's trying to be the little brother of the 4Runner basically, and Both of those are not Cadillacs. So if you're looking for something like that, then this is not your car. This is not your vehicle of choice, essentially. But one thing I will note and say, golly, this is rough. It is kind of loud in here. These doors are made out of like tin metal. These things are so light and thin. It's kind of sad, honestly. But it is what it is. I mean, if you're used to older vehicles like me with the the Dodge, because I used to drive that for a little bit, this thing leaks better. So you can't really be too mad about it. It's just a RAV4, you know. Don't be looking for, perfection or whatever. Like, don't be looking for a Cadillac, you know. But other than that, it's fine. I've had this thing on the highway, on old country roads, and off-roading and things like that. Average gas mileage that I get, let's just say, this thing is perfect. This thing is perfect at about 70 miles an hour at 2,500 RPM. Because that right there will get you, on average, around maybe like, for me and what I've gotten, in the moment, it'll say like 30. I don't know how accurate that is, but, 30 miles per gallon to 38. But I'd say average would be like 26, 28, somewhere around there. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. For a four-wheel drive vehicle, no. That's very, very acceptable. And that's why it's better to get the inline four, because it's more efficient. Doing this right now, I'm doing like 35, and I'm getting 20 right now. 20 to 17, something like that. So, that's also doable too. So, the gas mileage on this is nice. I don't know what the gas mileage is on the V6, but on the inline four, solid. It's solid. Now, one other thing I like to note is actually the transmission. When you're driving this, you'll be hearing this like whirring sound, and it's just like the transmission and how it is. I don't know if anything's wrong with it. My transmission might be imploding on me right now. I don't know that. You guys can tell me. But you'll be driving around, if you don't have the radio on or the AC or anything like that, it'll sound like not like the police, but it'll give you a noise. You're like, what? What's that? But I personally haven't had any problems with the transmission and it, shifting or anything like that. So, that's fine. Let me get this thing over here. Ugh. That's nice. Yeah, this right here, that's good, because this thing can go pretty long and helps. I got blue eyes. I've been nerfed by the sun. It's just not really my thing. But then one other thing I like to note about this car is the handling. It's all right. Lot of body roll. And especially the rear. I know you can get it like a stiffer swing arm, or it's not swing arm, a stiffer sway bar. That's what it is, a sway bar, and that will tighten it up by a good amount. God, this is not like a very flat road, by the way, but you have that, so it's kind of you got, I don't know, you kind of hit it a little bit. You got some, movement in the back. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. One other thing, this car has like the worst understeer I've ever felt before. I don't know if this is a problem with all-wheel drive cars. You guys can tell me in the comments, but it's pretty bad. It's very bad. I went off-roading, like I said, and I took a turn. I was trying to like do like a drift almost, and I turn and I'm just going straight, but my wheels are turned. And I'm like, oh God. So I had to hit the brakes and, you know, not hit a fence basically, but keep that in mind. There are definitely some things that you should be careful of with this car and how it handles and things like that. It will just turn, but you won't turn. So I don't know if you need to do like a what is it called? Not a Canadian flick. It's not a Canadian flick. It's a Switzerland flick. I don't know what it is. My friend Walker. My friend Walker. Yes. So my friend Walker, he plays a lot of drift games, and he said to do like it's not a Canadian flick. I know it's not a Canadian flick, but it's like it's like a Switzerland flick. I don't know what it is. Basically, when you want to go right, you turn left, and then you like flick the rear of the car out, so it helps like all-wheel drive vehicles to like drift a little better. So that's what it is. I know she's gonna see this video and he's gonna get on to me about it. So thank you guys for watching this video of mine of this RAV4. I wasn't able to do any, off-road testing. That'll be later. I couldn't really find anything around here, but this is a great little car. If you are a teenager or a young adult or somebody who just needs a good little get around car that can do some off-roading, Toyota RAV4 is great. The 2011 or this like third generation, I think they stopped at like 2012 or 2013 with this body styling, is great because it's not too old. It's got some, it's got modern things about it, but it's not so old that it's going to be like a full restoration to get something like this running. And it's not so new that there's so many safety features and all that kind of stuff with I think the new ones now are, mostly all hybrids. So kind of hard to work on if, you're getting into it. It's just a simple inline four like this is easy to work on, and there's, more mechanics about it, and it's not so computerized and things. So it's like the perfect little middle ground. You got little oldness about it. 2011, kind of old. But then you got a little bit of new. So, got a little both. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and just stay tuned with our videos we post hopefully every week. But thanks for watching. And like and subscribe. I don't know if I said that, but like and subscribe.